Oh, now it says live. Okay.
Okay, and I'll give a link to the YouTube video in the chat room so you can go over and watch us if you really are that desperate for entertainment.
I recommend you keep your eyes on the chat room and the porn there.
Yeah, me too.
and listen to us if you feel like it. I mean, if you have nothing better to do.
What?
Correct.
Sorry, did Jay say something?
Big Fatty is having computer problems, so, and we know he's the engineering genius, so
right
behind Bright.
Oh, poor Big Fatty.
Oh, how was everybody's week?
Sucked with a capital suck.
Oh,
and not in a good way, huh?
Not in a good way at all.
You were saying about your congestion issue.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys that generally don't get the flu shot. Yeah, probably should have done it this year. Started feeling really crappy on Sunday morning when I got up. And laid around all day Sunday, Monday, most of Tuesday. Just a big pile of sweat and pain and congestion. And then my bronchitis decided to kick in midweek as the flu started to subside. The bronchitis started to increase. So, yeah, it's been a fun week. And I'm just ready to go back to work next week.
Oh, jeez. Were you out the whole week?
Yes.
Did you?
I love my home, but I'm tired of it. So,
did you do anything constructive? You were home. Like, did you do anything that you wanted to do? Like maybe catch up on some TV or.
I coughed up mucus. That was about as productive as I could.
If only there was
a lovely week.
I knew I was feeling better by Thursday night when I was able to rub one out, and then I thought, okay.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, exactly.
First sign of health improving.
So, lesson learned: get your damn flu shot.
Oh,
that's my lesson. You do what you want.
You didn't get one?
No.
Oh, okay. I got mine. They said it's not. This year's was not covering the strains that were, but I didn't get sick, so whatever.
Yeah. Well,
I'm fine.
I think this year's cold was a different kind. It was one of those stomach ones that everybody seemed to have it. And they were coughing up stuff, but they kept saying, "I don't feel sick. I don't feel sick." You know, like I think I had it, but I worked right through it. You know, at least that way.
Took it into work and gave it to everybody else. Then
probably,
yeah. We had a lot of people at work sick, and some were out for quite a while. And I got sick, but it was. I literally missed one day, and that was it. Like I stayed home because I had a headache more than any problems, so to speak. But then it took a month to get over the coughing and hacking, getting everything cleared out of my lungs because it was one of those that settles into your chest.
Oh. I finally completed my trips to the dentist since December. I never knew getting a crown would take 3 months.
Oh yeah, I'm in that process right now. Did you just finish?
I just finished, but I mean, it started with a tooth that cracked at work. I was eating those at Christmas time. The round red and white mints.
Mm-hmm.
I was rolling them between my teeth, and my tooth cracked, and I ran. I called the dentist. They took me that week, and it started with a root canal, and then it was gum surgery, then it was pain, then it was temporaries, then it was it just dragged on. It was like every fucking week there was another reason why I was going back there. And then when I go, and then I figured they had been talking to me about getting my teeth cleaned, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get my teeth cleaned, but first things first, let's get this shit taken care of, then we'll worry about something else. Right, so I got it done. Actually, I finished up last week on the fucking the crown, and the cleaning. I just happened. I said I want to get my teeth cleaned as as fast as as soon as I can. They said, well, we don't have openings, we'll put you in a cancellation spot. So they had a cancellation for this past Monday, and I went, or was it Monday? Monday, as I went in Monday for the left half of my mouth, and then they had another cancellation on Thursday, and I went Thursday for the other half of my mouth, and everything was going really, it was really good. I got a good job, good cleaning. All right. And then they're like, oh, well, we see something growing on the bottom of your tooth, a piece of calcium or something like that. Let's schedule you with the periodontist. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm a little everybody here. I said, well,
you mean you don't want to spend an hour a week at the dentist?
No, why should I? No, I shouldn't have.
Well, this is one thing I noticed with you, Jim, because people normally used to get their teeth cleaned maybe once a year.
Twice a year.
No, once a year.
It was once, and then it became twice.
Now they want them to go every 3 months.
Right.
Oh my gosh!
No,
wow.
no, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. That's just that they're just looking for the money there.
Yeah.
Because
I can't imagine your insurance would cover every 3 months.
Well, it doesn't matter. I don't know if they would or they wouldn't, but I think they're out to get every penny every single fucking penny that my insurance is going to cover, they're going to go. It's just like, I'm covered for say 50 x-rays a year, right? They make sure they get all 50 x-rays. You don't need 50.
No, and that's too bad because like my dentist is really good. I go twice a year for a cleaning, and my root canal and crown is 3 appointments total. It's not that big of a deal.
Wow.
So
when they started in with when they started in with the 4 times a year with me, I said, well, I'll tell you what, insurance company will spring for 2. I'll pay for 1. You can pay for the 4th one. Yeah. No, not going to do that.
Yeah, suddenly they decided 2 was enough, right?
No, 3 was enough because at least the money was coming in.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I figured, you buy 3, get 1 free.
Why not?
Right. I like it. Well, I don't know. Like, I've been getting 2 a year for a lot of years, and that's good. My teeth are doing good. My dentist is like, keep doing what you're doing. Like, your teeth look good. I just happened to crack a tooth like Jim did. I don't know what on. I have no idea because I cracked it, and like who knows how long later it started hurting. And at that point it had become infected. So when I went in, it was because I was in a lot of pain. And I went in and they said, oh yeah, your tooth cracked. And do you remember what you were eating? It's like, no, I don't remember. I probably at the moment went ouch and then moved on. Right. I didn't worry about it. So, but anyway, at least they're there when I need them, I guess.
No, it's just so funny because me and this one girl at work, we started going to the dentist at the same time, and he was fine. It was pretty much the same things that we were doing, but we were going for the same things. Like, how many people have a calculus deep in their gums that need to be removed? And she said, that's what he told me. I'm like, yeah, he's probably because we have the same insurance. He knows what our insurance covers. You know what I mean? It's like, should I be suspicious and think twice, or go for a second opinion, or just,
I don't know. I had somebody at work tell me recently that they switched dentists because their dentist, they had gone through some different things. I think one of them was a root canal, and then their dentist started telling them all this stuff. And the guy finally went, wait a second, like, you know what? Like, I've been going to the dentist for years, and until I switched dentists, I just occasionally had, a cavity or something happened, and his dentist had retired, and he started looking again. He found another dentist, and the dentist was like, I don't know what your previous person was telling you, but your teeth are fine. Like, you don't need anything. And his dentist that he had, temporarily been going to was telling him, oh my gosh, your mouth's a mess, and we're going to have to do all this work, and blah, blah, blah. And he just said, I think the guy was just money hungry, because a lot of what they wanted to do was, oh, we're sorry, your insurance only cover this little part of it, and you're going to have thousands of dollars out of pocket. And he was just like, wow, how'd this happen? I've always, had pretty healthy teeth. And so I think some of them are just, running a scam. They're looking for procedures that they can charge big bucks for.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I stopped. I kept saying I was going to find another dentist because I was happier going to a dentist regularly. And one of the things was when I started losing the molars on the top. All right, I wanted something to chew with. All right, and I told them, and they were going to do all kinds of surgeries and implants and do this and do that. And I was like, no. I just want to get me a partial. I want a partial, just something that I can chew with. I don't think that's that hard, and it shouldn't be that expensive. And the guy's like, well, we can, when we cut into the gum, we screw this in it. No. My gums aren't holding my teeth. Why are they going to hold a screw?
Right.
All right. Like, that was my logic. Okay. Yes, I believe possibly you can go in and with a bigger screw and get it to stay there.
Honk.
Yeah. For now, it's like right now I just want to get a little piece of plastic up there, just something to help me chew. And okay, yeah, we could do that, but we can screw this in and screw. I'm like, no. All right. So I just said, you know what? I've had it. Okay. So I did find another place. I did get a rubber denture for the top of my mouth for chewing. And you want to know something? I haven't had it in my mouth since December because of the root canal and all the work they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to putting that back in.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Or hopefully it'll fit right after they've done all the work.
I'm sure it will. We'll see what happens. If not, well, no, it's rubber. Because I can use hot water and put it in my mouth real fast, and it should bend or be close to the size of my mouth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Gavin. You were saying?
But
you had an expert opinion, I'm sure.
No. Well, I remember one dentist I went to. I was like, look, I need a tooth pulled because it was like really hurting me. This is a couple years back. I think we were living in Fairview, and the guy, oh well, we don't pull teeth. I can do a root canal. I was like, I just want my tooth pulled.
Wow.
Like, no. Like, he's like, oh well, we don't. I was like, how do you not do extractions? Like that just makes no sense to me. I was like, what they want. Everybody's trying to convince you to get implants, and of course, implants have been around for a little while. But I honestly don't know of anybody that has an implant. But I can't imagine they last forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like I've heard from I'm hearing from you and from other people that extractions are not a preferred thing anymore. So
well, no, of course, because they to pull a tooth probably costs like $100, but to put a root canal in is like over $1,000.
Yeah,
so of course they want you to get a root.
Yeah.
Like me, if I could find a dentist that would pull all of my fucking teeth and just give me the top and the bottom plate, I would fucking go for it. I'm serious.
I don't think you would want that.
My father has had dentures. I don't remember when he didn't have dentures.
Right.
He has had a wonderfully productive life and eats pretty much anything he wants.
Right.
So no.
He's got a great fitting pair of dentures.
Right. Well, that's the idea. I mean, you got to get them replaced every couple of years. But they tell you this is the argument I got in with the one guy. He says, well, what happens is because you don't have teeth there, your gums start to like decay and then blah blah blah. It's like, well, you gotta every once in a while, you got a couple of years, you got to get new ones. He goes, yeah, well, and it creates all. And I was like, look, since I was an infant. Since the days I can remember, my father, because he used to joke and like stick them out at us, has always had dentures. He's had a wonderfully productive life. Okay. I'm 57 years old. No. Like my teeth, my gums are not going to recede back into my fucking jaw.
Well,
yeah.
In the amount of time I have left in my life. Okay. So
the thing about getting your teeth pulled I mean, there's a certain point, like if I lost, I don't want to be one of those people that look like they're constantly sucking in. You know, when you don't have your teeth in.
Interesting.
Give me a block of wood in there, just something to keep my mouth open.
I'm exaggerating. If I had the option of getting all of my teeth pulled, I probably would not do that. But I'm exaggerating. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
I think the title is right there. Just put a block of wood in there.
Yeah. It's funny though, you know, the part of my tooth that chipped off, it was like I thought they were gonna have to remove the whole friggin' tooth. And you know, like I thought they were gonna go in. I thought it was gonna be all rotted and everything. And there was a little bit of decay on the inside is what caused it. And he like, no, it's salvageable. We can do this, do that. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Because you remember when I had to have my third wisdom tooth pulled?
yeah.
I thought, you know, well, another one of those trips. That was incredible. I remember the doctor counting. Or no, he wanted me to count from 100 backwards. I was at 88, 87. I said, is this stuff working? And he's like, hold on a second.
Let's Craig.
And next thing you know, you're shaking your head going, huh? What happened?
Yeah, exactly. And the nurse says, all right, time to get up. And I'm like, I looked at her and I said, are you kidding me? And she goes,
wait, 85, 84?
She's like, you're all done. And I'm like, no way. Yep, you're all done.
That's how I wish I could do my dental work.
That would be good. This dentist, I mean, he is good. He's pain-free. You know, he bills himself as a pain-free dentist, and I do not feel a lot of pain. But there was it was one day last week, there was an Asian hygienist, and one of the girls that started cleaning my teeth was Asian. And they were the only two that ever hurt. And I was just like, you know, the Asians have that cruel sense of humor. And actually, I was the one. It was horrible. But anyway, when I did go for my getting the tooth pulled, it was in a reconditioned or refurbished train station. And it had huge, like when I was laying in the dentist chair.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a huge stained glass window from the train station, and it was like, you know, laying there, and I'm like, shit, if I fucking die, I'm gonna wake up and see the stained glass, and I'm gonna probably think I'm in heaven or something. Or, you know, like, I better not wake up all fucked up and say, oh, I'm dead. Anyway,
was your dentist a big old girl?
He was nice. I did like him.
Yeah, he was cute.
So he was a surgeon. I don't know. I got to find a new dentist. I want to find a new dentist.
Well, it sounds like the one you have now is all right.
Well, I don't know if he's milking the insurance company or not.
Yeah, well, you are in control, Jim.
Exactly. No kidding.
If that again. If you think that you have to go back every 3 months, and go back every 3 months. If you think once a year is fine, then once a year is fine, and you tell them no, once a year is just fine.
Twice a year.
I don't have the time. Well, you go twice a year, then you go twice a year. I think that's too much. But,
yeah. Anyway.
So I have a question.
Go.
I was going to ask Gavin. Matt mentioned on his show something about something you posted on Facebook, and he made a comment about, like, congratulations to Gavin, like people wanting to, I don't know, do something to you because of something you posted on Facebook.
Oh,
Okay.
Spoilers?
I don't know.
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was. I thought maybe you would know what it was, because I'm like, oh, I'm not on Facebook, so I didn't understand the reference. You just said congratulations to Gavin for still being alive or something, for people wanting to hurt you because of something you posted. And I'm like, huh? Like,
no, I don't know.
The stuff you post is usually pretty
Stupid.
Solid.
Oh well, it might have been. It might have been the thing I posted last week about people just showing up at your door unannounced.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
I,
That
I
drives
don't know that. I don't know why that would upset anybody though.
that would drive me. That drives me fucking bananas. It's like in the age of cell phones, there is absolutely no reason that somebody can't shoot you a text, even if they're on the way over to let you know that, because it's in. What if it's inconvenient? What if I like you know? What if I'm getting
Oh
out
yeah,
of the shower?
I saw that post and I was like, yeah, I remember you talking about it, before we
That's the
started the
only
show.
thing I could. That's the only thing I can think of.
What if you're
Yeah.
arm deep in a gentleman collar?
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't want to answer the door.
I'm busy.
And I understand that some people were raised where they're just like used to people just popping in. I was not.
Mhm.
Sorry.
So much of that depends on the relationship you have with neighbors, right? Like if you've got sort of a mutually agreed upon kind of thing where you just pop over to each other's houses, but you in those kind of relationships generally, when I was growing up, our neighbors and us were that way, but we also had the kind of relationship that even if the neighbors were there and if they didn't answer the door, I just turned around and walked away, right?
Right.
It was like, oh, they must be busy, right? It wasn't I didn't expect that they had to answer their door or whatever. If I knocked and nobody came to the door, it's like, okay, they're busy. Like, I'll come back later. Or,
Well, let me,
whatever.
because I know they don't listen to it, so I'm just gonna lay out what happened. It was 10 minutes before the show last week. Okay,
Right.
I had to reboot the computer, and which was my fault. That like I was in the middle of feeding the cat, rebooting the computer, getting set up, making my drink. This is all the things I was doing at one time, and suddenly and this is not an easy feat. You have to go through a gate to get to my back door. One of my neighbors shows up at my back door, knocking on the back door with a friend.
Right. And that's the weirdest part is coming into your back door or backyard.
That's the thing. It's like, I was just like, why are you coming to my back door?
Mhm.
You had to pass one of the doors, the front door of the house to get to the back door.
That's just odd.
I did it was easier to go to one of the other two doors. I don't understand the reasoning. Well, but the point being is, and I opened the door, I was like, I'm in the middle of something. What do you need? And he went, the thing is, when he comes over, he wanted a Band-Aid. Well, first of all, you have 3 children. Why do you not have a Band-Aid? That's my attitude.
Yeah.
Okay. Second of all, why do you have somebody with you to get a Band-Aid? Because he comes over and then he sits in the dining room, which I don't mind, and we sit and we bullshit. Well, but if he comes over, I know we're married to at least an hour to an hour and a half.
Right.
yeah, right.
Well, and to me,
than-
it sounds like somebody who just doesn't have the social ability to understand you guys don't have that kind of relationship. He thinks it's something it's not, right?
Well, in the past, we have and I'm not being mean to you, Jim, but the last time he showed up at the door, we were like just getting ready to leave to go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
2 hours later, we walk out the door and have to put up with crowds at the grocery store. Because we didn't get up early enough because he was sitting here talking to us for 2 hours.
Right.
Because Jim's like, oh, yeah, sure, come in. After I had just said
you guys are nice.
Well, I just said to him, we're on our way out. Jim comes out and, oh, come on, have a cup of coffee. I'm like, didn't I say we're on our way out? Jim's nicer than I am. Let's put it that way. But the thing is, I don't understand, and he has my phone number. All he had to do was shoot a text over. You got a Band-Aid?
It's funny. We only had 3 left.
Knock on my door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just find that irksome. If I'm outside in the yard, I totally get that because I probably don't have my phone with me anyway. If I come home, I put it on the table, and if I go out of the room, I don't hear it. So, Like some people think I'm being ignorant because I don't answer my phone. It's not. It's probably sitting on the dining room table. That's like centrally located in the house. So.
Well, anyway, I was curious, but I was going to tell you guys we spent this afternoon at a celebration of life for somebody that passed, and it's like, really, have we gotten to this stage of our lives already? Like that hit me today of like, oh man, this is the very very early part of this is going to become more of a regular thing, because we recently had to do it for one of Martin's friends that was maybe 6 months ago we did that, and it's like, wow, I haven't been to a service of any kind for quite a few years, and all of a sudden 2 within the last year, and I just went, oh, I guess we're getting to that age where this is going to start to become a thing.
Well,
so
I think you still have some time before it becomes.
Oh yeah, before it becomes a regular.
Yeah.
Well, on the last season of Grace and Frankie, they don't want to answer the landline because they're like, the only people that call that anymore are to tell us who died.
Yeah, true.
They're like, and so the phone rings, and there's on one of the episodes they're kind of waiting to answer, and they're like, fine, you get it, like they pick it up, and sure enough, it's somebody who died. But it's true. We're
yeah, I know how you feel, because I just found out in the past like 9 months that two guys I used to date both passed away. One was in like 2005, I think, but I didn't find out until just like
last week,
3 weeks ago. Yeah,
little behind the curve on that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we haven't kept in touch. I mean, we were friendly. We left, when we broke up, it was not good, but we ran into each other a couple years later, and we kind of made up, and like we were good with all that, because this is the first guy I ever lived with. So this was in this was before I was 21, so it was like 1980, I guess it was 80, 81, somewhere around there.
Well, and that's a pretty serious commitment. Like, it's different than somebody you dated for 6 months and you parted ways. That's if you live with somebody, that's, I don't know, that's, you get really close.
Yeah. And then I also found out somebody I dated when I lived in New Hope. He lived in Somerville, New Jersey, which is up north. I found out he passed away, and I got in contact with his daughter, because his daughter was like, I think 8 when I knew him. So like a few years ago. But
did she remember you?
Huh?
Did she remember you?
Slightly. I mean, what do you remember about being 8? Like, I used to go to his house like on my days off. I worked at a restaurant, so they were usually during the week. I would go to his house on the days off. So like I would only see her like in the morning before she went to school one of the days. That was the only time like she ever saw me. So the chance, and she didn't know like he was gay, so it wasn't like it was just a friend staying over, to her.
Came over to play cards.
Exactly.
And stayed.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, it's like, I mean, but yeah, it becomes a regular thing anymore. It's like,
Yeah. I know. And this is, early on, I think, for us, because like she was 53. So, that's still a little older than Martin and I, but it was, she passed too soon, obviously. I mean, it was, she had some unfortunate things happen, and, just medically never bounced back. But, it was a neat service, but it was like, well, this kind of sucks. Like, it was really cool on one hand, because I saw a bunch of people I haven't seen in a long time, and it was nice to say hello.
Right.
But I didn't have any chance to like catch up with them or anything. It was just like, hey, it was a whole huge number of people that Martin's never met before, has any idea who they are, and and he's not crazy about crowds, so it's like his anxiety was high, and it's like, so when we were done, we just bolted, and it's like, I don't know. Those are a little rough.
Did you say this was a family member?
No.
No. It was just a friend that I'd known for. Oh gosh, I've known her for almost 20 years. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and and she was only 53. So
that's young.
It is.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm realizing is it's such a weird balance of like, I look at my life and I'm making plans to retire when I'm like 67. And I'm thinking, I'm just sort of assuming that like, everybody else is on the same plan, right? That you don't even think about mortality until you're much older than retirement. Because then I want to do stuff in retirement. So this shouldn't be happening yet. Right. So
that's a bitch. I mean, you sock your money away for retirement. And you get there and you're sick and you're old and you're hurting. It's like,
well, I hope not. I want to be healthy.
Yeah, I want to be healthy too, but
everybody wants that, but does that always happen the way you planned it? You know?
Yeah, and you can't always control it.
Hey, get out early while you can.
Yeah, well, I've always said that I wanted to go part-time at 55. You know what I mean? Just go part-time.
Mm-hmm.
So, my idea of the ultimate part-time job would be work 6 months, 6 months on, 6 months off. I don't know if my employer would go for that.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I was going to say the hard part is finding an employer who's cool with whatever your plan is. Because like I work for the state of California and there's no like, oh, I want to scale back to 30 hours. Right. It just, they don't do it that way. If you're in a job and it's a 40-hour job, that's what you're doing.
I work with a woman that figured out the con. She's in her 70s though. So, I mean, but what she does is she works 4 days a week for 10 hours and then she calls out once a week.
Oh no.
Either a Monday or a Friday, but she's been there for like 25 years. So it's not, and honestly,
but she's still putting in her 40 hours, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, we get paid overtime over 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
So 2 hours a day she's getting overtime, and then she calls out that one day. So she actually makes more by working 40 hours that way than she would by working 8
hours a day.
5 hours.
Clever.
Big Fatty in the chat room wanted to remind us just 97 more days for him.
Oh, yes.
He's making us jealous.
Yes. So, Gavin, what about birthdays?
Oh, okay. We can do birthdays. If I can find the things there.
Button.
In honor of Big Fatty, we're going to use this one. Okay. I need to wait for it this time. Now, we are not going to be doing a show next week because it's Easter. So, and everybody will be away anyway. So it's just easier to not. So I'm going to do 2 weeks worth. So tomorrow, it's my old friend that I used to live with when I lived up in Allentown. Her name is Rebecca. I don't know what her. Oh, okay. Rebecca Hartwig is her maiden name. Wethman, I think, is her name now. Anyway, but we called her Becca. She was a bartender.
Happy birthday, Becca.
She was the bartender at one of the restaurants I worked at. We were like best friends. We used to get along great. I turned her hair into a calico cat once when I was in cosmetology school. It's a funny story. I'll have to tell you later. But
well,
tomorrow. Go ahead. Also tomorrow, Brian in Wisconsin.
Oh,
okay.
Happy birthday.
On Monday, it would have been my Aunt Eleanor's birthday, who passed away a few years back. And it's also Rodan and Gambit's anniversary.
Oh my gosh! Already, wow.
I know. Is this her second or third?
Yeah.
He remembers everything.
I don't know.
I'm guessing
think
third.
second. Third?
Oh.
Okay, wow.
Okay. On Wednesday, I have Max Power. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
And it's also
Happy birthday.
Daniel Brewer's birthday. Oops, shit.
Oh,
Daniel
Daniel.
Brewer's birthday and Waylon from I forget what the name of the podcast was.
Well,
but,
they
Foul
were
Monkeys.
on Foul Monkeys. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, was he on Foul Monkeys now?
Well, yeah.
Was.
No, was. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Going back a few years.
Is he not? Is the show not around anymore? Or is he not?
Oh no, the show's still there. Ricky's just had different co-hosts over the years, so they were on for a while and moved on.
Oh,
You never saw their show icon? It's a revolving door.
well,
Oh gosh. Poor Ricky.
poor Ricky.
Poor Ricky.
Gavin, Big Fatty says Tuesday is secretly timid John's birthday.
Oh,
Okay.
happy birthday, John.
Happy birthday.
And on Friday, it's Madge Weinstein's birthday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And on next Saturday, it's John Ong's birthday.
Oh,
So
I
really
miss
make sure-
hearing from John. Haven't heard a podcast from him in a long time.
Oh. Yeah, whatever happened to Ding the Bell?
They haven't put a show out in a long time. I miss them though.
Sunday is Easter Sunday, of course. And
Yes.
on Tuesday, I'm reasonably sure it's Raving Randall. I have
Raving Rendell. Yeah, Mags.
Okay.
I have Matthew Ullman. That's why I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mags.
pretty sure that's Mags. But and it's Moose P's husband's birthday. What do they go?
Oh,
what is he?
cool.
Moose P's husband goes by a different name too. Big
Oh,
Fat.
I don't know. Yeah.
Check the chat room. Big
Big
Fat.
Fatty might know.
On Wednesday the 4th, it's Davy Dangerous's birthday, and also Tim Cormall.
Wow.
And on Thursday, it's my sister, Debbie,
Big Debbie.
Big Debbie, and Romo's birthday.
Oh.
Oh, Romo.
And Friday the 6th, it's Aunt's birthday.
Oh, just saw him.
And then that's it. But I want to say it. I'm going to say it now and then. But Saturday the 7th is Danbury Jr.'s birthday. So I just want to let everybody know. Send in little cards. I think you'd get a kick out of that.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh.
Hey, Big Fatty just posted in the room that John and DeBelle will be in New Orleans.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guess who else is going to be in New Orleans?
You guys?
I am. Jim's it, but probably leaning towards yes.
Yeah, probably leaning towards yes, but I have to look at my work schedule.
No matter what, I
Excellent.
will be there. So I just found out this week. I finally got my vacation time to find out whether I had.
You mean all those months of browbeating finally paid off?
No,
Bravo!
I wanted to go, but I just my parents get priority. That's all. You know.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you go see them?
I'm going to see them probably in October and November.
You're gonna go like the same time that I'm in Florida?
Why does that matter?
Yeah. Can you go when I'm home?
Oh, okay.
No.
It's like an
I'll
extended.
make sure it's not the same weeks.
Jim wants a week alone.
Jim wants 3 weeks alone. You should spend more time with your parents.
Well, I probably will go for 2 weeks. So. Since they didn't get tired of me last time and didn't like shove me out the door when I was leaving. My mother still cried when I left. So apparently I was not a burden. So
How long do you usually stay?
usually I stay. I'll stay anywhere from a week to 10 days. But last time I stayed a full 2 weeks, which was actually good because I mean, I kind of feel like it's a second home now because I've been there so often. I know where everything is. It's like, you know, so.
I just can't imagine going and hanging out with parents for that long.
Oh, my parents are cool though. Like they're
That's good.
My dad's a little
Goofy.
no. I don't know. He's just they're not like those anal parents that like nothing can ever change. My father loves change. Like he thinks the best thing to happen is when something changes so he doesn't have to fucking do the same goddamn thing every day. You know what I mean?
Your parents are very, very laid back.
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't want to say they're slow, but they're just my dad's very laid back.
Mm-hmm. Casual.
It's sometimes it's hard for me because I'm used to like the Northeast pace.
Right.
And nobody moves at that pace there.
Oh,
the fire department doesn't move at that pace.
No.
Well, it sounds like a nice place to go on vacation then.
Oh, it's wonderful. And I love it. And the thing is, it's like I can go, I told them last time, I said, I think next time I come, I'm going to go down. There's a hotel where all the celebrities used to stay. It's called the Flamingo Hotel. We're all back when they used to shoot the Westerns out there in Tucson, because there's a Tucson studio and stuff like that. The hotel is on one corner, and if you walk down the alley one block, at the other corner is a gay bar. so I stay at that hotel because it's only what was it, $69 a night or something like that. So I might do that again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So part of it is that you don't stay with them.
Oh no, I stay with them, but I'm going to go for one night. Go over to have my dad drop me off. Have my dad drop me off at the hotel. Stay the night. He'll pick me up the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't usually rent a car when I'm there unless there's other people there with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're there with
do they have a car that you can use?
Yeah, well, they only have one car now.
Mm-hmm.
My mother doesn't like to drive, so.
Do you use Uber or Lyft or something like that?
Oh, I could do that too. Yeah,
might be a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Eddie says, by the way, the hotel contract has been signed, and they're awaiting the reservation code. This is.
Oh, excellent!
I can't believe how slowly this is being executed.
It's the South; they do everything slow there.
I don't know. I think it's a New Orleans thing. It's painstakingly. Well, let's give them the first number of the code this week, and then we'll give them the next number.
Yeah,
they're busy mixing hand grenades and hurricanes.
Exactly.
I've been told both are good.
Oh,
so somebody I work with comes from New Orleans, and she has been saying I'll give you lots of tips when we're closer, places to go and whatever. So I'm getting excited. It should be fun.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. So Jim will let us know eventually. He has to find out what he can do at work. So it's not like my work where I just say I'm taking off this time. And they're like, "Oh, okay."
I'm kind of excited that when it was every year, we kind of had a thing going where people would say, "Oh, I don't want to go again next year. Or I can't afford it." And I'm kind of excited because we haven't done it for a few years, so it seems like we've got pretty good buy-in from folks to say, "Oh, I want to do it again," because it's been a while, and I'm hoping that means a good turnout, which would be really great.
And part of my desire to want to go, which I do want to go, was because I did want to go, no matter, but I've never been to New Orleans. So
me either.
This will be all brand new to me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'll have the fabulous tour guide, Fatty, to.
Well, there's a lot there, but you can do it in a couple days.
That's fine.
That's fine. We'll be listening to podcasts, and then we'll go out and explore at night.
Yeah, are they actually going to be doing the podcasts there, or?
Yeah, as far as I know, I mean they were talking about us paying a fee so they'd have a podcasting room or studio. I think.
Yeah, they had said that the way they did it last time in Las Vegas was a good idea because the live shows only went like they didn't go all the whole
Right.
night.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
They stick to a schedule like
Specific
that
time.
where they do, they start in the morning, then they give us a pretty good, break, 2 or 3 hours for lunch, and then, have the podcast stop early enough that you still have plenty of time to get out and hang out.
I'm sure Big Daddy will let us know. So.
Oh yeah, a lot will depend on how many people sign up to do a show. So does that mean you'll do a show, Gavin?
Probably yes.
Cool.
You will?
Well, yeah. Why not?
He usually does if he's there, right?
The thing is, like half of the people that are there have been on this show, so it's not,
Right.
it's not like a shortage.
Just put chairs and microphones up, and we all gather on the stage, right?
Usually in Vegas, I had to like pick and choose, kind of, and I felt bad, like not have somebody on that's been on. But it's like it's not like you can put 10 chairs up on 10 microphones up in front of the thing. So, but I mean, I tried to pick people that weren't doing other podcasts mostly because that way the people didn't feel like they were imposed on by having to do podcasts. So that's the way I looked at it. But
hello. We have some good porn going on.
No,
I don't think we ever gave a porn theme.
Who cares? This was
the same as every other week, big dicks.
Yeah, pretty much. But this guy, he even has a shirt on, but he's pretty. Got a pretty face. Got that real like rugged. What was that? Frank Lloyd? No, what was the guy that did all the porn drawings?
Jeremy.
I don't know.
Finland?
Tom Finland. Why am I having a brain fart over that?
Jeremy. I thought you remember that guy from the 70s or 80s? Jeremy, somebody.
Oh my God.
Ron Jeremy?
Ron Jeremy.
He was never attractive anywhere above the waist or below the waist.
Oh,
he's only famous because his dick was big.
It wasn't that big.
It was pretty good for it was for that time. It was pretty good. Not for gay porn, it wasn't, but for some reason, like the gay porn guys always had big dicks. So the straight porn ones didn't. I worked in a porn store. Believe me, I know.
I wonder if part of that is the who gets into it is the men who watch gay porn are looking for dicks, and big dicks are a turn on, whereas straight porn, if the men are watching it, they're more worried about the women, so it's not as big of a thing to try to recruit guys with big dicks.
Not only that, they probably might have felt inadequate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
They don't want the average guys to feel like they don't measure up somehow.
Yeah, but that was.
Although I don't know what's going on in gay porn, because Martin will say, "Wow, good God," and it's like, But
if that was true, John Holmes would not have been famous.
True. Yeah. Good point.
But he did gay porn too.
Mm-hmm. Did he?
I think he only did 2 movies, maybe. I don't know.
He needed money for drugs. That's why.
What?
He needed money for drugs. That's why he did.
Probably. You ever see him? He looked like he was like all whacked out. But
you gotta see me in the morning when you piss me off, man.
I got pictures of you in the morning.
It's funny when you wake me up in the. Am I still there?
Yes.
Yeah. When you wake me up in the morning, you do I'm surprised at how much I retain. Like, you do a lot of talking in the morning, like before I even get to the coffee pot. Because you've already had.
I've been up for 2 hours.
But you do a lot of talking, and it's like, and then like maybe about a half hour or an hour after you leave, I think of responses. That's when you start getting texts from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I get to work and I get texts.
Yeah. Or you'll
I
like
think that he would have told me if he was awake.
the other day, like when it snowed, all right, like you were going out to clean your car off, and I could barely squeeze. Like I just got out of bed, and you said I'm going out to clean the car, and like I barely got out of my throat. My car, do my car, And an hour later, thank you for cleaning off my car. Actually, I didn't remember if you did or you didn't. If I had it,
He was asking me where the broom was. I said it's right outside the front door. I already did your car.
No, I'm a early, I wake up early. When I roll out of bed, I'm wide awake, and I have learned one of the best things, in my relationship that I've learned is don't try to have a conversation with Martin early in the morning. Like I can say morning, and that don't expect even a response sometimes.
Right.
Until
Even a
he's
grunt.
ready. A grunt, maybe like and then I wait, and then when he's ready, it's like morning. He'll like speak up, but it takes him a while. Like he's got to get up, get moving, get some coffee. And I roll out of bed, and as soon as my alarm goes off, I'm like, hey, good morning, how's it going? Blah 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 blah. Just like ready to go. And
I am a morning person. I can wake up, jump in the shower, run out the door, and do everything I need to do. Well, after the first cup of coffee. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I can. But Gavin needs to sit on his ass for 3 hours before he leaves.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
That's why you get up so early? Because you go to work early too, but you get up
Oh,
really
I
early.
get up at 1 a.m. and I don't go to work until I leave about 3:30. So
Wow.
That's still early.
Yeah.
Scotty Butler in the room wants an explanation.
The T-shirt.
Herring. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Where is that? Was that on Facebook or was that on
Twitter.
Twitter?
In the chat room now.
Oh, it.
I would just show people what you look like.
It's a herring throwing chair. Gavin made me a shirt for Fist Fest.
You have to watch Scotty. You have to watch the Golden Girls to get it.
Okay, what does it say?
St. Olaf champions. Herring throwing.
St. Olaf herring throwing champions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a sports shirt.
It looks like it's got the lettering of a sports shirt, you would get for a football team or something like that. So, and it's got this mean looking fish on it. So,
Surely they get the Golden Girls somewhere along the line in Australia.
Yeah,
maybe
Hopefully.
Maybe they don't understand it with the accent.
it's on Netflix. It's on Hulu, I think. Yeah, it's on Hulu.
What?
Carry an umbrella. Hey, y'all bitches. Fuck mornings.
Well, you know what? When I first get up, I'm kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm awake in 2 hours before you wake up.
It's funny because even though I'm a morning person, I actually like having time. Like some people have said, well, if you wake up so quick and everything, why do you wake up so far ahead of when you leave for work? And it's because I don't like to be rushed. Even though I wake up wide awake, I like to have my cup of coffee. I like to putter around and, change the water in the bird cages. But I don't want to do it at such a frantic pace that I feel like if one little thing goes wrong that I'm going to be running late. I struggle enough with it, with getting out of here on time anyway, because I do like to just, relax and enjoy my morning.
You have to relax and enjoy your life. You feel like you're getting more out of it.
Yeah.
I used to leave the house earlier so I could go up to Wawa, get my cup of coffee, and sit and bullshit with the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And at a certain time, I knew I would have to leave and drive to the train, get on the train, go into the city. You know what I mean? And I would still get to work by what, 6:30, 7 o'clock, you know? But I don't
Yeah.
like being rushed because those are the days you show up with 2 different shoes. You know what I mean? No underwear, or, your pants are on inside out. Something stupid. Or
or you're wearing chaps without jeans. I've been enjoying Shark Week.
yeah, right? Oh, geez.
I remember that story. It's like, oh, that's a good one.
I had to go back and listen to Shark Week. Big Fatty didn't tell that one, did he?
He did. It was on this last week. That's why I brought it up.
Okay.
That you had lost your jeans at some point during the day. I love that you just stuck it out and stayed at the bar.
Well,
It's like, that's a good move, actually. Why not? Just drink up.
that was New Year's Day, baby.
Mhm. Enjoy.
Yeah, I did.
Make the best of it.
The worst part about it was, the last place you want to be with a car is Philadelphia on New Year's Day. So we took mass transit in.
Right. Yeah.
Mass transit with no pants.
Yeah. Well, that was the end part of the story, was you getting up off, to leave the train, and the person laughing so hard that she couldn't even speak.
She was screaming. It was so funny. She screamed, like, gasped and screamed at the same time, and I just ran off the train.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Well, we have to go to the after show, so
already?
Wow, that went fast.
Well, it's 8 o'clock. Just turned 8 o'clock right now. So,
all right. Well,
hey, Ron, where can we find you?
It's Twitter. I'm so good at this. It's been a couple weeks. At DJ Ron St. Pete.
All right. And Jay, where can we find you?
J.R. Harris 2 on Facebook.
Wait,
And that's it.
we missed that whole thing. Go ahead.
Jay.
Oh, I said that's it.
He said J.R. Harris 2 on Facebook.
Yeah. Jim got it.
I heard him.
Jim, Jim, where can we find you?
You can find me in all my applicable links.
You're an asshole.
Yes, I am. You want to smell my what?
No.
You number one funky homo on Twitter and Tumblr, and Jim Am on Facebook.
All right. And you can find all of my applicable links at pokinit1.blogspot.com, including my Twitter and Facebook pages, and the after shows, and the YouTube video, and all the porn from the chat room is over there. So, all right. So all right, bitches, let's say good night and go to the after show.
Night, bitches.
Night, bitches.
After show.
In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was a source of something shocking, but now God knows anything goes. Good authors too, who once knew better words, now only use.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Now what happens? This automatically shuts down in a half hour, right?
Yeah. So we have a half hour to talk. Let me go. I'll be right back.
All right. So that'll. All right.
But it's on some sort of timer.
No.
Yeah, the new. I think Gavin was saying the new connection software that you connect to the stream with. They set you up with a time. Kind of a timed window, and they disconnect you. So, which is great because, like, for the June live event, they'll be able to set that all up.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah, because in the past there's been problems where, somebody doesn't disconnect and somebody else can't connect because, the last person didn't disconnect, and
yeah,
all that fun stuff.
Somebody text so and so and tell them.
Yep. I've been involved in some of those, like, quick, text somebody, like, does anybody know,
Oh yeah, phone numbers.
And well, in the chat room, people will be going, so and so is still on the stream. Like, somebody message him. Get the person off the stream.
Oh,
But we'll see. I'm looking forward to the June event, hopefully, and I'm excited that they'll finally have a hotel code, hopefully, because back on March 1st when we were expecting the code and all ready to go.
yeah.
We're almost a month later.
Well,
it gets there when it gets
there. Yeah, exactly. It's not going anywhere, and I'm having to. It just gives me a little more time to save up the money. So.
Yeah,
it's very difficult to work and live at a certain pace, and then deal with other people that don't have the same pace.
and you also got to realize that. You also got to realize the people that are like coordinating all of this, actually have jobs too. So,
yep, they're volunteering their time, and this kind of stuff takes time and effort, and it's lots of time after hours and trying to negotiate.
Now, I forget the guy's name. The guy that would organize the Las Vegas stuff.
Which one? There's
a bunch of them.
I would know his name when you said it.
Daniel Brewer.
No,
Joey.
Wasn't he the one that did all the legwork and all the?
A lot of the hotel stuff, yeah. But so I know he's been working on it, but Joey also is involved in a lot of theater stuff.
Oh, okay.
And that's extremely time consuming and works a job, full-time job.
Wow.
So
I hand it to them.
He's a busy
busy people.
Yep. No, I admire the folks that put in all the time to coordinate all this, because it's not, it's not just boom, here's a code.
Right.
There's a lot that has to go on in order to get that code. And they had to gather a lot of information and get feedback from people and find out what nights and what the expectation was for when people would stay and, all that. So,
right. Wow.
I admire the work they're doing. And, people have to, they're negotiating all the payments, right? Because people are paying a fee, and then they'll have to pay the hotel for stuff, and they've got to negotiate all that. I'm sure it's a ton of work. So,
I'm sure.
Good for them. And, and we get to just show up and we're like, okay, we're here.
Yeah. Well, then let alone the guys got to get together all the equipment to put out the show online, and I couldn't handle all that.
Oh my God.
Jim knows me. I am not good when it comes to pressure.
No.
Well, the beautiful part is that, these guys work hard and they seem to really enjoy it. And, I hope that we're appreciative enough to everybody that they, keep wanting to do it. Cause that's the hard part, is they don't have to volunteer and do this. Right. This is, none of us deserve this, or I really feel like it's a blessing to all of us that as a community, we can get together and do this. And we just have to remember that it's a lot of work for these folks. So, I hope people remember to thank them and be appreciative, because, it's a good reminder to me that, like, I get to participate in this, but there's a lot of work that goes on so that I can even make my reservation and head out there. Not to mention, it's a great deal. I looked online at the hotel because I thought, I wonder what the rates would be if I, just looked at a room as part of a package with a flight, through like Travelocity or Expedia or whatever. And the hotel is expensive. So we're getting a great deal.
Okay.
That $99 a night is a really good deal. I didn't see anything that came close to that. So.
Yeah. So, and Big Fatty does a lot, and Adam does a huge amount of work.
Adam usually coordinates all the connection and the recording of the shows and the mixing and getting that stuff all set up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he also maintains what we do, like the site and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Which one was it? Oh,
Oop.
do you off the top of your head? Do you remember which was it at the Holiday Inn?
Yeah,
I
Holiday
think-
Inn Superdome.
Yeah.
Downtown Superdome?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and then Daniel Brewer did a lot of work. He's had a lot of stuff going on in his life the last year
Yeah.
or so. He's moved a couple of times, so
Wow.
Yeah.
it's but I'm sure he's going to join back in the fray, at a later time. So, he's done a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, all of it is appreciated.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I think people don't realize the work that is involved in doing this kind of thing.
Sometimes I feel like the snipey comments that people put out there it's like, wait a second, you need to take a step back and realize in order for any of this stuff to happen, it's really easy to say, oh, that's a terrible idea. I don't like that, or I don't want that. And it's like, well, think about how many people have had to put in all this effort to try to make something happen. And, if you're going to gripe about stuff, like maybe you should offer to pitch in and help plan, put some time in and commit to it, because these people are working really hard, and to, gripe about things or snipe at them, it's so inappropriate.
Well, another thing, like, just because to volunteer is one thing, but eventually it gets to the point where too many hands in the pot can ruin it. So it's got to be limited, but that doesn't mean that eventually they might come to you and say, hey, would you think about doing this? So,
right.
Don't feel
you've got to be able to bring something to the table that is needed.
Yeah, just because you're not taking up on it now doesn't mean don't feel discouraged if you want to do something. You know what I mean? So,
and like in the past, I've volunteered and just said, "Hey guys, like I'd be happy to help out. Can you use me for anything? Like, is there something I could do?" And they had me help put together the show schedule one year, and another year I was putting together the what do you call it? The interstitials.
That's what I think. Didn't you do a bunch of the interstitials?
Yeah, I put together interstitials one year, scheduled them.
Oh, okay.
And, and helped with show slots another year. So, and I'm happy to, or I'm sorry, not show slots. I think it was interstitials both times. No. Okay, now I remember. It was interstitials one year, and it was hosting the suite.
Oh.
The other year.
Oh.
So, so it was scheduling the hosts for the suite, because we needed people there all the time that were, who was the go-to person.
I hosted the suite a couple times. I was tragic at it, but
well, but the whole thing is there just needed to be somebody there. Yeah, most of the time.
Oh yeah, I mean
do much.
The one time I was, all I had to do was just be there to make sure people that didn't belong there didn't come in. But I mean, other than that, but the other time was the pajama party, which wound up being, like, on my part, tragic. But thank God, thank God for
Turnip
Head and who worked with him.
Dave.
I don't think was Urban Guy T.O. there that year. I think he was. Okay. Well, whoever did it did a wonderful job, because I pretty much just fell. So
what happened? Your face too.
I fell asleep because it was late at night.
Oh.
Were you?
That's funny.
Here?
No, that was the problem. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't drunk. I was just tired. It started at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night or something. It was, after 6 o'clock, I'm done.
Well, we finished our, like, Martin and I talked, and he's not coming this year. So, like I would love it if he came, but the hard part is it came down to talking about he was willing to come with me, but then I started thinking about it and trying to figure out, like, okay, from his perspective, what's in it for him,
right?
And
I totally get that.
Well, and we're very different. Like I want to go hang out with everybody and party. I'm definitely more the partier. I'm gonna want to go out every evening and stay out with everybody and drink and, you know, have a good time. And that's not him, right? He's like mix socialize for a little bit and then head back to the room. And, you know, it's, if we're looking for different things there, like he doesn't care about the podcasts, and he's not a podcast listener. So I started realizing like this just isn't a great, you know, time for us to like hang out together, because it, you know, I'll either feel like I need to leave with him or hang out with him because he's not going to have a good time or he's going to be bored. And I don't want that. I don't want him to feel like he has to participate in stuff because he knows I want to. So it's better just for us to, you know, for me to come and he'll stay home and we'll go do something else together.
You can text him pictures of the fun you're having.
There you go.
Well, it's the same. It's the same with me and Jim. I mean, for years, Jim didn't know any of the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like for him to go, he would probably still have fun because he's more of a people person than I am. So, like he would know everybody within 15 minutes. Like he's just.
Why do you make me sound like a fucking slut?
No, you're. Well, you are, but I mean that's besides the point. But
well,
but it was like, you know, it was my thing, so I went by myself. Now Jim knows everybody, so you know.
Right, and here's the thing: like if we were doing small groups, like Martin is great with people and doesn't mind people. He just doesn't do well in big groups of people. That's anxiety producing for him. And so if it was 4 or 5 of us hanging out together, you know, everything would be cool. And, you know, I'm sure he would enjoy those kind of interactions. But I've gotten to know him well enough over the years that like you say, hey, let's go to a big party. And he's going to be like, ooh, not my thing. Or like, okay, can we drop in and stay for half an hour and then leave? You know? And so, and for me, I'm just like, hey, it's a party. I'm going. I don't care if it's 4 people or 100, you know? and for me, yeah. And for me, and I don't know, we're just different that way. So,
well, you know what? And honestly, it's good. To me, it's healthy for you to each have your own time.
Oh, absolutely.
For yourself
and to allow each other to go do the things we want to do and not be hung up on, oh, we have to do everything together.
Oh, I could never understand people that are like that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even grow up that way. My parents, you know, every once in a while would go and my mom would go with the girls and my dad would go with the guys on separate vacations. I just, you know, it wasn't often, but you know, to them it was. My parents, when we were growing up, was always like, my dad be like, well, I want to go do this. And my mom be like, okay, I'll see you when you get back. You know, kind of like, because she didn't want to go. So,
yeah.
You know,
that's healthy.
Even now it's like that. So,
yeah. And I think a lot of people don't have that. Like, I didn't have that growing up. My parents, everything was always together. They always did everything. So that's the only example I really knew. But I also, when I was married, you know, years back to a woman, like she wasn't big on going to things. So I ended up doing a lot of things on my own. And I started to realize, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. And why should people go and do things they don't want to do?
Right.
And if they're not going to enjoy themselves, because then neither of you have a great time. Right.
Right.
Yeah. I would end up being worried about my ex-wife if I knew that she was stressed or that she would want to leave soon. Then I'm stressed about, oh my gosh, I got to like talk to everybody I can, you know, because I know we've only got half an hour here or something. You know, it's like that's not fun, right? When I want to stay the whole time.
Guys, I need to boot. I'm sorry. I will talk to you soon. Have a great week.
All right.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
What is the name of that place where you get the great beignets and New Orleans.
I don't know. I got to try a beignet since I'm the one that didn't know what they were.
I want to try. I want to try them there. I've had the ones here, and they were fucking.
I'm gonna have to hear whoever orders mine because I know what's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna order me one with meat.
No. There's no.
So you say?
Would you say somebody's gonna order them one?
Yeah, because you guys were making fun of me because I asked if they had meat because I thought that was actually a thing.
I remember now.
So. Anyway, yeah, I can hear it now. Somebody saying, "Hey, slip some, something into it."
Now, I don't know how you describe. I don't want to describe them as like a donut because like a donut round.
That's what people have kind of said. It's just a dough ball kind of thing, right?
It is.
They're lighter than that. They're in between like
it's a pastry. It's almost like a pastry.
Would a croissant be similar, maybe?
No.
No, sweet croissant. No. Croissants layers. Do you know what a zeppeli is?
What a what?
Zeppeli?
No.
No.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Are
these East Coast or Southern things?
So the beignets are French. It's almost like I'm gonna say a chouchou paste. French paste.
Yeah, it doesn't make any. I'm not at all familiar with French.
I'm trying to remember what are those puff. I tried to make them. My mother used to make them. What the hell are they? Cream, like a cream puff, sort of. But
okay, an eclair or cream puff.
They're in between a cream puff and a donut. They're like not
okay.
It's a cream puff, but they're not as doughy as a donut.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so
yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to trying them. Now that I've heard everybody describe them, I'm ready.
They're so amazing. If they're made,
right.
I wouldn't have that much reference, but I mean, the ones where we go that they serve them like you have to order them ahead of time. You order them when you order your dinner because they make them to order, so they're fresh when they come out on the plate.
Yeah, it's one of those things that has to be eaten fresh.
Yeah, they're so good, and we have Jim just mentioned today that we have gift cards. They do a thing where for every $50 gift card that you buy at Christmas, they give you a $10 gift card free. And I had gotten my hairdresser, who is a longtime friend of mine. That's why I did this. But I got him a $100 gift card for the restaurant that we go to. So I got two $10 gift cards up here for us to go out and eat there. So
nice.
I kept those for us.
What I'm trying to think.
We went there with Jay and Ron.
Right.
Jay and Ron.
Right. What the hell? Wait, it's coming to me. There's something about the beignets again. Oh, have you ever had a French cruller at Dunkin' Donuts?
No. I mean, I think I've had a crawler, but not at Dunkin' Donuts. So.
All right. Dunkin' Donuts makes a French cruller. It's a donut.
Okay.
It's so airy and eggy, and it's almost a cross between a French cruller and an American cruller. American cruller is a big. They're almost like pound cakey, rolled in.
Oh, okay.
In sugar. Where this one is kind of more like it's a cross between a paste and a pound cake. You'll see. You'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'll try them.
Okay. Oh, he's back. Weren't you just in the bathroom?
Yes.
How come I didn't see you walk out?
Because I floated. No, but yeah, Jim, you're right. They're kind of like an eclair, but without the filling.
Mm-hmm.
Like just an eclair without the filling and nothing else.
Well, I've heard more about beignets and hand grenades and hurricanes than anything. So I'm definitely looking forward to the alcohol.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I've never had. What was the second one you said?
Hurricane?
No, the other one.
Hand grenade?
Oh, hand grenade.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Apparently it's a I want to say a citrus flavored. The woman I work with said she remembers them being bright green and they're lime or citrus flavored, and they're usually like a daiquiri. And she said they're pretty strong. But the hurricanes, she said, are usually red colored. And they're served over the rocks, and they're potent. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like a Long Island iced tea with red stuff instead of.
She couldn't remember exactly what was in one. She's like, it's been years since I've had one. She's like, but I remember really loving them. She said they go down nice and easy.
I will try. I've had a hurricane before. They're all right. See, I don't like doing the fruity drinks because then that just makes me sick. Like,
right.
I might try one. Like maybe I'll split it with somebody or something.
Here's
a grenade.
A hurricane is white rum, dark rum, lime juice, orange juice, and of course something pops up the screen. Hold on.
No.
I'm not 21, but I want to see your comment.
Oh, so it's just two different kinds of rum and juice.
No, okay. There's more. Something popped up in the middle of my screen.
Okay.
1.5 ounces of gin, 1.5 ounces of grain alcohol, 1.5 ounces of melon liqueur, 1.5 ounces of vodka, 1.5 ounces of rum. Wow.
Good Lord. That's a hurricane?
Just when they got to the grain alcohol, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Is that a hurricane?
Yep. That's a hand grenade.
Oh, that's the hand grenade. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Lime juice, orange juice, passion fruit, simple syrup, grenadine,
Scotty,
rum and dark rum is a hurricane. I like
I'll sample both liberally, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Let's do this. We'll make a little pact. We'll get one hand grenade and we'll all try it. Because I don't want to drink a whole one. You know what I mean?
I don't know anybody that could lift you up and bring you back unless we get one of those hand carts from Home Depot.
Yeah. But we'll each taste a little bit of it and then we'll hand it to Nessa.
Nessa going?
I don't know. I think so.
I think she was hoping to.
So well, now I'm getting excited about it.
So. We need to get her to where she can't feel her face.
Oh.
I want to meet her girlfriend in person. I've been in Tucson twice since she's been with her girlfriend, and I have not.
I know you need to look them up when you're there next.
I know. Well, I mean, I'll see her before that now. So.
Oh, because you're not going there till after New Orleans?
Probably. Right. It'll probably be like October or something. I'm thinking mid to late October. Jim, when's your trip in October? Do you know? I'll go right after you get back. How's that?
All right. I mean, let me look it up. I don't know when it is. I think it's middle of October.
Okay.
Well, I should probably get going here.
Yeah. So. Well, it's a 26 after, so yeah, let's all say good night.
Okay.
Well, good night.
Great talking to you this week.
Good night.
Yeah, you too.
Good night, Mr. Mike. Thank you.
Have a happy Easter. I will catch you guys in a couple of weeks, hopefully.
Okay.
Good job.
So, actually, you know what? That first weekend in April after Easter, I will be at a work conference that doesn't end until 4:15 in the afternoon, my time, which will be, you guys will be started. So I won't be joining that week.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you get home and you want to join, it's up to you.
Oh, I'll be out of town, so I'll have to then get on the train and come home. So,
all right.
Anyway, so I will catch you guys in mid-April.
All right.
All right. Catch you guys later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Good job, Mr. Mike and Virgo and DJ Ron and everybody that put porn in it. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.